It's the grand finals of the August monthly finals, and today we are giving away 2 golden tickets. But first, let's quickly recap how the esports season works. From April through August, 5 golden tickets are awarded in each monthly final. On top of that, 1 ticket goes to the points leaderboard winner, another one to the Chinese qualifier champion, and 1 more through the last chance qualifier. So far, the teams that have locked in their spots with golden tickets are Dizzy, Carry Esports, Elevate, Tribe Gaming, and Shibai. Today, we will be awarding not only the August golden ticket, but also the points leaderboard golden ticket. Alongside those tickets, there's a serious prize pool on the line with $39,000 and $15,000 going to the first place champions here today. The 8 teams that are competing for this prize pool include Elevate, Dizzy, Team Electros, Millesime MG, Carry Esports, Vatic Esports, Repotted Gaming, and JO Esports. These wars are played out in a double elimination bracket across 2 days, and now we're down to our final 2 contenders, Millesime MG and Repotted Gaming. But also a fun fact, Repotted Gaming are actually last year's world champions, formerly known as Synchronic Gaming. Meanwhile, there was a shakeup on the points leaderboard. If you notice, Vatic Esports fell out of this competition on day 1, losing back-to-back matches. They didn't earn enough points to secure their spot in the points leaderboard, which means that the points leaderboard golden ticket has gone to none other than Navi. Yes, indeed, Navi will be going out to the World Finals later this year out in DreamHack Atlanta, competing for the championship title. But now, all that's left is the showdown that we have now in the Grand Finals, and it's time for Repotted Gaming versus Millesime MG for the August monthly final golden ticket. And Leo's last attack was so close, in the high 90s, 98%, but it's all it takes, a few buildings to stop you from getting that triple. And let's see this Royal Champion charge. Try to keep that RC for his life longest possible with the Spear Fox timing as well. As that Royal Champion is charging her way straight in towards this scatter shot, and then can move towards the poison and maybe even grab the monolith. Let's see, nope, goes up to the Tesla and then will path her way to the monolith, or he just pulls her back before even taking that down here.
Slow and steady start, log launcher rolling through the right corner of the space, and the main army getting set up here over on the bottom of that log launcher to support. We have got 1 overgrowth spell ready to commit to the interior with a crusher mortar I'm picking up in the center there. Lot of big, heavy, single target damage going to be coming on in. Splash of planning too. I mean, this is a terrifying setup for the base, especially with those ricochet cannons backing the multi-target infernos in the core. Bit tricky on positioning, but with the earthquake down, he's getting a bit more chip off. Quick shots with the rocket loons, but they should go down. Holding on to that poison spell.
We have the headhunters. Okay, but the headhunters went to the ward. He's fine. He picked him up pretty quick with the queen. But he's moving his way through this town hall. Going to pass into the core of this base. Skeleton spell to the far left, which pulls the poison spell, which is not going to hit the king just yet as he's looping around the edge of the space. Going to have to path into the enemy queen. We have that core still up. There's the overgrowth to stop the ricochet cannons from hitting that queen, as she is now going to path on her own off to the right side, eventually make her way towards that monolith.
Big, heavy firepower going to be coming out there, and all on her own. She needs a quick lock, does manage to get it, and pops the ability immediately afterwards. Leo's army's still out on the left side, trying to get the pincer movement in with this queen over on the right. Giant not blocking, though. He has wandered off into the middle of nowhere, and with that ability forced early on, the queen goes down, and it's all up to this Root Rider army pathing the outer edge of the base. RC on the inside, trying to hop over these walls and get the rest of these defenses down, and with Sneezy up on top, taking down a ricochet cannon, he might just get it. Leo looking very confident with 1 invisibility still left to commit and hardly any defenses, Carbon.
He's got it with that late Warden ability, able to clutch it, moves his way through, and Leo is pumping his fist and starts off the grand finals with a 3-star for Repotted Gaming. Gonna put some pressure on Millesime MG.
Will Millesime match their speed? Let's see, as Isma starts with a Royal Champion set up with those Electro boots to go invis. But actually, it's going to be beginning with a Warden walk along this bottom side, Carbon.
Yeah, that Warden walk paired in with the Angry Jelly Queen means that he's going to look to remove a chunk of these defenses and pull that Queen back with that recall spell. So he's got to be patient. Does he have to invest in Invis for the Queen? He does to keep her health up because the healers decided to go to that Warden first. He's taking some damage, and he pulls her back before getting the Air Expo. But he's going to do a pretty quick redeploy off to the right side. Going to go into the Air Expo compartment, finds a Spring Trap right off the bat for the Ice Golem. So he's going to make this push through the Giga Bomb and eventually loop towards this Town Hall, but he does have 2 Overgrowth.
That's going to take him a long way into the space, and he is plenty happy with that, even though the time is going to be a bit of a factor with 2 Overgrowth spells to deploy. He's not catching the multi-target Inferno, so definitely wants to take those down early on. He's not hoping for the pivot a little bit toward the interior, as that outer section is getting cleaned up by the Barbarian King and those witches so reliably. Long shots from that troop launcher, sending the barrels into the core of the base and hoping to get as much damage on these defenses while that Grand Warden's Eternal Tome remains active. But what are you picking up on, Carbon?
The Ice Golem is going to slow him down, and nothing's going for this Town Hall. So the delayed Clan Castle Lure is going to mess things up here for the takedown of this Town Hall. Really, the only thing that can take it down at this moment is whatever was inside the Clan Castle, but the Clan Castle, well, you know, the Queen's there. I was going to say, because it's a troop launcher, it will launch the shots. It's not like a siege barracks, and delayed troops would end up coming out. At least the Queen was there to turn back around, but she went down so quickly that all she was able to really do is get the Town Hall, and the percentage here is super low, Woody.
Very difficult spot for Millesime, facing off against a 3-star from RPG and catching a low percentage 2. This is going to be very difficult to come back from on the first strike, already finding a decisive tilt in RPG's favor. Monolith still stands, no troops left to deploy. Isma has really been rebuffed in a big way, Carbon.
And if Repotted Gaming are able to pull away with this one, they could get that golden ticket and have an opportunity to defend their title from last year and try to go back-to-back champs.
Ready to deliver another 3-star and end this war decisively in the early stages.
You can see him preparing, drops that Royal Champion and a couple rocket balloons to snipe that multi-archer tower. Goes invisible right to the edge of this base. Going to power this RC towards the Town Hall. Maybe going to make the Monolith invisible. No, just going to look to grab it. Earthquake this to help take this down even faster as the RC ability. But notice the timing of the invis. Do not let that Town Hall get a shot off. Perfectly done. So that the Town Hall does not shoot on the RC, which would do a lot of damage and slow her down with that poison effect.
Big deep charge now, and with timing on his side, General X very happy with how things are going so far, just very slowly and surely pushing into the core of the space. Still has a Spirit Fox looking very healthy, no bombs triggering to cause any problems for that little pet. Triggers another pet invisibility and another invis spell with Electro Boots to shock down the remainder of these defenses in the core. This is beautiful, Carbon.
The value is so good so far, and the boots also kill off the furnace. So the Clan Castle goes off. He moved the Ice Golem a little bit late, which slows the RC down. But I guess the positive is that the Ice Golem is dead. It's gone. He doesn't have to worry about it. And now it's going to set a perfect pathing for these dragons, as General X is going to send a few dragons off to the left. We got the Queen and the Siege Barracks down to the bottom side, and here comes the main army all the way from the top side. And notice it's flying from behind the sweeper where the Royal Champion is. Don't come from the opposite side. Go straight behind it and move your way through.
Still a long way left to go, and starting to run a little bit short on time. 1:15 as he passes that 2-star mark. And we'll find a lot still on the right side of the base. He can get some nice cleanup done with some aerial troops along the bottom left side, but he needs to get those deployed quickly as well. Ground-based expo is going to be a little bit of an issue down there, and a bit of an awkward spread now for the Dragons as the troops pathing over to the left side corner are going to have to finish off that side of the base and then collapse over onto the right side, where a few defenses could still cause some problems. Minion Prince ready to pop, and an Archer Queen ability as well with an invisibility spell. This seems like it's going to be crushed, but there's already dancing on the side of General X, pumping his fists and claps from Amir Khan. 3 stars secured without a hitch.
Oh, yeah. The MVP captain himself dancing, giving thumbs up, and getting this 3-star in a crushing style here.
Repotted Gaming, which is more known for their defense than their offense, this is pretty much a nightmare scenario. Without any room for error, Mr. C will start off with the Royal Champion charge on the right corner with some rocket loons to support and help funnel. Invis goes down, and a big giant bomb exploding right on that Spirit Fox could cause a little bit of a problem if another one hits.
Yeah, a little bit of damage. Oh, another giant bomb right on that Spirit Fox. Invis to the bottom to force the RC to go to the top. She backtracks a little to the Skellies. Another Invis just before that Spirit Fox is getting taken out. He does have the RC. Well, actually, he's only got 2 more Invis. Pops the ability now. Does she go to the Town Hall? Yes. She goes to the Town Hall, and it'd be great if she's able to pull some of the Clan Council out so that he could deal with it on the edge. And no, he leaves the rest of the CC in this base. So a delayed Ice Golem pull from this Clan Council could be a big problem now.
See how these troops shape up along the top edge now. And elixir storage still in that center compartment could be a little bit of a distraction, but it seems like the rest of these troops are doing well on the top side, able to keep the damage off the heroes and the healers out back. CC troops are coming out, and it looks like there's a little goblin out there trying to cause some problems. Mr. C's troop launcher will continue adding on to the destructive murder ball, moving across this map, taking out as many splash damage structures early on, while the defenses are still quite high for this troop army. We've got a Grand Warden ready to pop the Eternal Tome, and as splash damage will start to stack up, expect to see it somewhere out here on this left side corner. Multi-target Inferno is going to activate. Ricochet Cannon is going to be firing away. Scatter Shot pretty soon, and there's the big pop. A beautiful bubble of yellow defense as the Grand Warden reads from his tome and speaks the magic words of power.
Yeah, with the roots continuing way to the left, the Queen did get pulled back to the core from the defending Ice Golem, but she's trying to lock onto that Minion Prince on the defensive side with assistance from the Headhunters. Does exactly that. But Woody, there's a lot of defenses on the backside with that Crusher Mortar, scatters the multi, and even a defending Queen over there. As this Queen's gonna get stuck on a wall, but the multi also in the middle as the Overgrowth wears off. This King's Spiky Ball can skip through a few of the stuff, but a Poison Spell even coming back to defend this base on the far right side. He's just running out of steam, and he's not going to be able to pull through for this one, I think, right? Because that poison, the enemy Queen's going to pick things off.
It's very difficult to face off against 2 multi-target Infernos still standing on the back end of the base, and those Root Riders just don't have enough DPS to keep up the pace. Super Barbarian storming in to try to get the one in the core first down, but not even able to get that one. And Mr. C, with a Barbarian King still chopping away at a wall on the bottom side, will be denied at the gates. A 2-star, 94%. And Repotted Gaming have taken the stage in spectacular fashion.
Does have Root Riders. Okay, he's switching from what he normally does. Normally, he loves those Fireball Rocket Loons, but he sees something else. He's going the Roots with the Queen of Charge Angry Jelly. All right, let's see if he can get that initial value and then pull the Queen and this Warden back together.
Split attack and a risky entry, unusual here for Einstein. With 2 Overgrowths, it's going to be another long attack. If the plan goes well, though, 3 triples in a row could put Milisime so far behind that they would need a miracle to catch up. Einstein recalls out, and with the Flame Flinger ready to pop some more Fire Mites over on that bottom side, this is going to be a lot of long bomb damage.
Yeah, we have that Queen and Warden working together while the Flame Flinger is going to look to work solo to that bottom side. Nothing's in range of the Flame Fling other than there was the Ground Expo down there. We have the World Champion deployed. The Rock Balloon's trying to get out in front. The King up to the top side. He's going to move towards this Monolith. Burn is on the defensive side, so he pairs in the Poison, has a Freeze as well. And there's the Overgrowth, which clips that Town Hall to prevent the Town Hall from getting any shots up, but that could be a risky move. Let's see if it can pay off here.
A lot of heavy work left to do. Sneezy up on the top side, keeping some protection for these healers, but not staying on the Root Riders the way you might have hoped. We are just going to have to try to rely on big, heavy damage from this RC, but taking fire from both spitters. She is in a very difficult spot and cannot keep it up. Goes down as the Town Hall still stands, and Einstein is running out of options to finish this raid off in his favor.
But the Roots can open the wall back up to the town due to the Overgrowth. There we go, pathing their way into the core. There's a Freeze. They unfortunately did swag an Invis, trying to protect the Raw Champion a little bit more, but this King, Spiky Ball, can skip and hit a bunch of these Teslas to the outside, go for these buildings and the defense. As the Overgrowth now wears off, pops Queen ability with a Giant moving through the defensive and Mini Prince. Spiky Ball flies through, snipes some of the Teslas, but is it gonna be enough? The geared up cannon is gonna be a little big problem here.
Massive difficulty on the last stage of this base, and even though the walls are gonna not prevent him from reaching those defenses, the question is, does he have enough firepower?
No.
He doesn't seem happy about it. Time on his side, but just running out in the last. Archer Queen getting swarmed by skeletons, takes down this wizard tower, but that big last line of defense is going to finish her off. And a 2-star 95% leaves a tiny bit of wiggle room for Millesime to continue the punch.
If something goes wrong, it's harder to adapt on the fly. But these pros are good. They are able to still adapt, but it's all about those small little adjustments. As Anat is charging in with those roots, World Champion's going to charge her way through, as we do see a giant arrow for that Queen going to be used a little bit later. As that RC has 3 more invis to initially use probably just for this outside section. Probably won't be able to grab that Monolith as he is charging the RC through.
RC getting deep into the base, but the Spirit Fox right next to her not looking too healthy. Recall comes out. And you gotta expect that he might have wished to get a stab at that Monolith or Scatter Shot instead. He's gonna use Earthquake now and some distraction from the Ice Golem to pop this Queen in. The Log Launcher to add on. He's gonna need a lot of damage in a very short amount of time before he's gonna start taking big shots. Monolith firing away. Gets a hit on the Log Launcher. A second. That is going to be a lot of damage with a Gigabomb exploding next. That Log Launcher is down for the count, Carbon.
Yeah, the Monolith was able to sneak in 2 shots with the Gigabomb explosion, opening up the Log Launcher. It would have been really nice to have the Log Launcher continue right through now, because then it could have skipped logs to the backside Crusher Mortar and dealt damage over there. But now the Town Hall has gone down, pops the Warden Eternal Tome. We have the Healing Tome here. It's healing things up as he continues to move through. King's on the outside facing another King. Defensive Poison Spell getting launched, but unfortunately he shakes his head because look at where the Queen is. I believe that his Queen is right there, and she is dead and not able to help assist. The Giant has moved in around, but he no longer has that Queen to be able to reach over the walls.
Our King doing what he can to help clean out the outer edge and get that percentage higher, but what a terrible thing to have to go for at a spot where you're so far behind in stars, losing these heroes one by one to so much long-range damage. Very unfortunate when you've got all these Root Riders still alive. They are supposed to be blocking for your heroes, giving them the shield necessary to deal the damage and finish these bases off. The rest is just going to be ticking away at what little remains. Barbarian King still has an ability, so he can toss off that spiky ball into the bottom compartment. But the aim has got to be pure.
I was going to say he's trying to wait as long as possible. Pops the spiky ball now, but he is frustrated there as he knows 3 2-stars against a team like Repotted Gaming who already has 2 triples. We are now seeing Emergon coming in with the Roots as well, as this RC is to the edge. And move her way into the ground expo compartment where the enemy RC is, but she does lock on to the enemy world champion. Is going to be able to take her down, probably with a few more shots, but already lost about half the health for this RC.
Yeah, the charge is not starting off the way he wants, and ooh, is not going to get that multi-gear cannon either. Pivoting to the outside with a surprise Tesla pop, and he is now going to have to be very careful with the few remaining invisibilities that he's got. One more goes down, and the Spirit Fox will support for just long enough for the recall, but that hero is very low on health, Carbon.
One thing, though, he did force the RC ability. That's something you don't want to do, especially with the Rocket Spear. You want to try to have it for later in the raid, but we are going to overgrowth the Town Hall with the 2 spitters as Rocket Loons, Ice Golems are coming out of the clan castle, and he's going to power his way through towards the bottom side. He'll have to wait for the Town Hall to come back after the overgrowth wears off. He's going to use that Ward Internal Tome at the perfect time, finds a Tornado Trap as the King is also powering down to the bottom side to try to keep these Root Riders moving through. Overgrowth is gone, and there we go. We can now see that he's going to lock out of Town Hall, and notice how he dropped the Overgrowth, leaving one of the spitters up, not Overgrowth, so that he could try to target it.
There's going to be a lot of base to deal with after this overgrowth wears away, and with the Crusher Mortar to fire off against all these ground-based targets, he has got to go very fast and has no way left to put any more pressure on. Just those 2 King and Queen abilities that almost always last till the very end of the raid, trying to push into the core. Defensive King and Minion Prince are going to be both blocking on this compartment, and that is just such a lot of damage. Snake Bracelet's popping now for the offensive King as they are going to start spreading all around, but Ricochet Cannon makes pretty quick work with them next to that multi-target Inferno. Ice Golem gets a nice pop on the interior, and that compartment should go down, but he's got nothing left to finish off the rest of this base. And it looks like Repotted have finally been held back. A 2-star now, as the percentage coming closer to the 80 range will finally give Millesime a little bit of breathing room.
The one thing, though, is even though this is an 80%, Isma of Millesime MG also got an 80%. It's not like Millesime MG got high percentages, and then this is going to give them an opportunity to come back. This is just kind of canceling out what Isma did. So that would be a cancel right there. Einstein's fail was a 95, while Mr. C's fail was a 94, so those are pretty close. So, and not really with his 91, Philip really only has to get above that 91%. So if you go undefeated through the upper bracket, that is fantastic. That is exactly what you want to do. But here it is, the numbers that we can keep track of. If Addy and Nesforex both triple, right, for Millesime MG, all Philip will have to do is get a 91%. 91% 2-star. And Philip and Repotted Gaming are going to win the golden ticket. So it doesn't even matter. It's just that's only if both of these next attacks for Millesime get that 3-star. And Philip is going to be attacking next anyway. So we're going to see as Addy is pushing through with this Raw Champion to the top side. Found a bunch of giant bombs up there. And he has a lot more invis still to use.
You remember Team Electros were also in a very tough position where they had to have all 4 attacks at the end of the war go their way in order to move on, and they did wind up advancing. Millesime shut them down, but they need to have the same sort of miracle run from this point out if they are going to survive and force a bracket reset. Even with that, just Millesime has to win so many attacks in a row to get the golden ticket at this point, Carbon.
It's going to be a difficult task, and they're going to be crossing their fingers as well. They need to get some luck on their side, but here we go as the dragons are down, move their way into the enemy queen. Poison has removed the furnace from the defensive side. Ice golems are getting lured to the top side of the space, away from the... No, never mind. They're coming. Ice golems are coming back for some reason. I don't know what... Okay, there we go. I don't know why the ice golems were being pulled to the bottom, but keep them away from the dragon so they do not get stalled up.
That is going to be a really strange run for dragons, so spread out, but it does look like he gets most of them protected by that Grand Warden. Oh, it's wandering to the bottom side, and all of the 3 dragons in the middle are now going to be burnt to a crisp, pushed and bodied, swept out of the competition. Addy cannot keep these aerial troops on target. Dragons have been so effective in the hands of Repotted Gaming, but it seems like Repotted not worried about Root Riders, not worried about Dragons, not worried about anything you can throw at them. These bases are incredible, Carbon.
Bases is what Repotted Gaming is known for, and they are stepping up to the plate and helping them defend. And my goodness, Millesime MG unfortunately not able to pull off a 3-star here in the grand finals, and you're not going to be able to win. They know exactly that if you only 2-star, you have pretty much no chance against a team like Repotted. Unfortunately, it's just not going their way. They were able to get back to the grand finals. They took a team like a Team Electros down from the lower bracket to get back here to try to get the revenge, but unfortunately, it only is going to be an 86% 2-star and not able to pull through right there. 77% 1-star. Good luck here, Philip. That's all you need to lock it up. And he's going with a Cologne with some Root Riders. He definitely wants... Is that a blimp? We haven't seen really blimps at all. Just get that blimp to the core, clone it up, and rage probably Super Yetis inside of there.
Here it comes. Angry Jelly on that Grand Warden at the bottom to target onto defenses and present the perfect entry point now for that Root Rider army. Healers keeping them topped off, and Philip looks cool, crisp, ready to deliver a silver platter with a golden ticket on it right behind him. If he can just finish off this final base by Nice.
Well, he's moving towards the bottom side. The Angry Jelly effect has now worn off. Continuing through as he's cleared this section. Going to set up those roots. Move through. We do have the Giga Bomb off to the right, so he's going to move to the left. Pulls the Warden over there with that Queen. Where is the funnel going to be set off to the left? There's the King and Ice Golem coming down. Roots are in. Tesla pops. Going to move into the defensive Queen. Another Tesla pops here. Royal Champion being deployed. And that King needs to clear this left side. And there is that battle blimp. It's going for that core. Just got to get a 2-star. You are victorious. And that Town Hall is going to be going down with the cloned, raged up Yetis.
The celebration on Repotted Gaming side ready to go off. First star is claimed. 40% and a few more. Wipe your hands off and start to pump those fists. Here it comes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Repotted Gaming are going to the World Finals.
Congratulations to Philip and Repotted Gaming getting what needs to be done, and we will see them in Atlanta for DreamHack at the World Finals. And they have the opportunity to defend their title and have a chance at trying to be back-to-back champions. No one has ever won 2 world championships before as an individual player. And they have an opportunity to win it as a team back-to-back. Granted, we don't have the exact same 5 players on the roster, and you never will. It's always switch-ups, always changes after every season. But Philip is still coming through with a King ability, poisons up the defensive King and the Minion Prince down to the bottom side, sends a couple Headhunters in to help try to assist. The Ice Golem freezes perfectly on that Minion Prince and a couple of the defenses. Only 14 seconds left. What can this spiky ball do?
It's gonna bounce as best it can, but only 7 seconds, and I think that the last few defenses will remain. Still, look at the faces of this Repotted Gaming lineup.
Finesse and Milism MG, and unfortunately, it's just a 2-star performance here in the grand finals for them. Very uncharacteristic, but congratulations to Repotted Gaming, as they have just earned the August monthly final golden ticket. And they will be going out to DreamHack Atlanta, where they will be able to defend their world title for a chance to be crowned back to back champions. But don't miss the last chance qualifier happening September 13th and 14th, where the top 8 teams without golden tickets from the points leaderboard will battle in a double elimination competition to try and earn that final golden ticket. Best of luck.